As the adventure moves forwards into the next stage of events, after inquiring this position, you've slept here not that long ago. The statue itself has been glowing at night with a red hue tone in the edges of where the armaments would likely move or be able to be banded. Uh, you saw strange things in the sand that slithered and caused more wave points. And in the very evening of the morning, that made no sense whatsoever. And at the very start of the morning, you saw one blue wyvern wormling entering into the area. Without too much of an issue, Zigvold did gain a new pet, air quotes. Let's see how how long that'll last. You cleaned out a pipe system that will lead you to who knows where, because let's face it, who knows where and what you'll do with that information. But before that, you guys decided to mess with the statue. But that's where we left off. I have no idea what we were intending to do, though.
Weren't we planning on trying to climb into a hole and ruin our lives, or do something with that statue and ruin our lives? It was definitely one of those two.
But why not both?
What are you guys doing?
Dude.
Weren't we thinking of dealing with the statue so we didn't have to worry about it later?
Has someone already detected... No, I don't have detect magic yet. Damn it. No, I do. Detected magic on it?
Someone did cast Detect Magic, and it did have a magical snare to it, but it didn't have a registered class, meaning that whatever it's made out of is blocking that full registry.
Well, I could crack it open a little bit.
You were given a story on what happened with this statue. Something cast, something about blood in water, changing it, mixing it, turning it green, and whatever else messed with it, changed into a solid form, more or less.
It's vague enough that I have no idea what the hell to do with that.
Well, any of you that have a general understanding of alchemy, perhaps Arcana proficiency, or I don't know, if you've ever studied underneath a tutor, can roll.
I was going to say, I can assist Finder. I do have an Arcana, but probably not the highest.
Well,
If you'd like some expert guidance, I can help you there.
I got Arcana.
yeah.
You really might need that D4.
Couldn't hurt. Literally
And I was
cannot hurt.
Yeah, I was assisting, so you technically have advantage.
Yes, you're giving the help action.
Yeah.
Well, up to the Finder if he wants to roll again. I'm pretty sure you're going to take the 25, up to 27. But that 11 does look good.
For any other level 3 adventure, it might.
Based on the information you have, based off of every dialect tone, structured form, I'm just making up words in this case. Well, honestly, based off of an alchemical substance that maybe you haven't studied before, but you definitely know of, known as basilisk saliva, can turn organic objects into inorganic solid matter. There are ways of desolidifying them. You just need to have the proper chemicals and the proper, mixture of them together. If you have an alchemy set, there is a chance that you might have them with you. You just need to roll well to have it with you.
So, I don't, but I also have this.
With thieves' tools or artisan tools in hand, you can magically create one set of artisan tools in an occupied space within 5 feet of you. This creation requires 1 hour. Yeah, you can definitely make the tools for them. That doesn't mean you'll have the proper chemicals. You just have the tools to work with the proper chemicals.
Right. No, I don't think it's in anyone's best interest for me to make some glass vials in a mortar and pestle.
Well, balls in anyone's court. Does anyone have alchemy set? I believe that's what it's called.
I've got playing cards. I guess I can
Not an
start
alchemy
shuffling
set,
cards.
but I do have brewer supplies.
I have a giant scorpion's gland.
That isn't going to cut it. You guys know somewhat of the information of the area around yourselves, and you do have a blue wormling with you. You could potentially, I don't know, ask around to see if anyone knows where a basilisk is currently, or like where the nearest shop is.
Hello.
Have we not just determined that the statue probably won't be a factor upon our return?
I think the factor was going into the cave system and not making it back before daybreak or before nightfall.
Well, we were scared of maybe the statue doing something, but unless someone's got some basilisk venom, I guess it's probably not going to happen.
It's possible. Also, someone did say, hold on.
I don't even know how they get to start killing us, so maybe we should just go into the cave system.
Yes, I'm changing my vote from statue to cave.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll second
yeah.
that.
Yeah, let's go for the caves.
You
Look at
really
that.
don't want to ask questions. Okay,
This is the fastest we've ever moved a dog.
that is true. There's like no way you guys aren't going to be able to find the cave system without, well, I guess unless you guys messed up somehow. Yeah, I'll still make sure you roll to see if you actually do mess up.
I think we already cracked a hole in it, didn't we?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nearly impossible for you guys to mess up, but there's still a chance. With the slithering,
A 1 in 20 chance.
with Honk entering into the cave system and moving through the tunnel system first, and you guys more or less communicating to see where they are at. It can be the best person with survival, but someone roll me 2 survivals, and this is advantage, which is why you're rolling 2 survivals. Don't get below a 10, and we're all good.
What we're doing with survival?
I don't care who, but someone roll survival.
I'll make it me. Allow me to offer
Wow.
myself some expert guidance, and I will happily accept your help, Sigvald. All right.
Yes, because you're
So,
definitely not a dwarf.
all right, here we go. Okay, let me go ahead and roll the d4. 20.
Not
Okay.
a disadvantage, right? Not an advantage, so it would be flat, so 15.
Not unless something else happened. No, you would have advantage. You honestly did make
You
plans.
unhelping me,
Yeah, okay.
sabotaging my efforts.
No, that's not the plan.
Not today.
Yet.
Just as long as you don't cheat at the cards.
Immediately stops cheating at cards. But no, you guys make it there just fine. Eventually, you are able to make a passageway into the actual cave system itself, so you guys aren't just being guided by Honk. Entering into the cave system, it does get to a point where it is a more... the proper term isn't placard, it's more worked. The stone itself is more square, and the water eventually does dry out. It was more or less still steamy in there, but the water has long since dried out. More than likely because as... I forget the name of the dragon that Sigvald gave. Cyan?
What? I mean, Camilla.
Camilla, thank you. Camilla's mom drank up
You
all the
know,
water,
what?
so hasn't been recuperated then. But you do find yourselves here in a blank wall space because I did not set you up properly.
Scroll down.
Show of hands, who has dark vision?
Finder does.
120 feet.
I do not, but I can create light.
I guess that'll help.
Oh, good.
You find yourselves at a very large sluice gate. It itself does have like puckered holes in there, and Sigvald, you do see something way in the back of where you guys are at, but not clear enough that you can physically see it. You just see the tail end of a very large thing. The rest of you also see it, but not as clearly. I would have made you roll for something, but Sigvald has a very large range. There doesn't seem to be a key of some sort. How do you break through this metallic door that seems to be made out of, well, a strange metal? Not as if it's a metal you haven't seen before, but someone will have to roll for me nature. But Finder, you were saying. Sorry, Finn, you were saying.
Is there like a keyhole or an obvious area where you like this is a door? It's got hinges on one side and some sort of seam or mechanism where we know this is a door that'll actually move. Does it have maybe a keyhole?
What, if any, door-like features does this have?
The best way I can describe it as it looks like a manhole cover that is vertically up.
Okay.
Okay, I'll start checking around the sides to see if there's a mechanism to move it or hinges.
Roll investigate.
Let me hit up that nature check in the meantime.
Investigation. Okay. Well, first and foremost, you don't really seem to find any coverings, Finn. No hinges or something like that. If it does move, it's definitely not in the normal way that you would move it. Either someone made sure that this is just a cover to keep this thing here, or you need to open it from the inside. Hard to tell, but with a 16, either you need to move it from the inside or someone covered where any openings could potentially be.
Okay.
17.
But you
is-
said you could see through it, right?
Yeah, you can definitely see through it. Like, the holes are roughly half an inch in diameter.
Alright.
Is there
Alright.
maybe a rolling, like a trail where you roll it into a groove?
It doesn't seem to.
I had thieves. I had thieves' tools, but obviously there's nowhere to use them, so I'm trying to think of something else.
I get it. There doesn't seem to be anything visibly clear. And 17 is pretty good. Finder, what would you want out of this nature check?
You said that if we wanted to examine what sort of material this was made out of, we had to do a nature check, so that's
Yeah.
what I was doing.
I mean, I guess that doesn't make sense. Just plain answers. Finder, based off of the information that you have and based off of your own metallic material that you've had to make honk out of, that would make sense why you know this. This is known as mithril. Like, it is a blend of mithril, but it is still mithril. You can definitely extract the coated metal.
Oh, yeah, no, this is pretty good metal, guys. It's mithril.
But
Oh.
it is also non-corrosive, generally non-damageable. So whoever made this definitely did not want this thing to be destroyed. At least not so easily.
there any pebbles in the ground that would fit through the grating?
Yeah, you can just like even if there's not, you can definitely like smack one out where it'll eventually be wide enough.
Explain to us why you're hitting that rock, Jimmy.
It'll be worth something in the future. But I'm gonna pick up a few of these pebbles and then just cast a light cantrip on them, and then just kind of try to flick them through the holes, just to try to get some good lighting on the other side of that, so that we can see through there better.
How far do you flick them?
I don't know. I'm not sure how far I can flick them, because you said the holes were ½ inch, right? So it's not like I'm gonna be throwing through. I mean, I could see where maybe they'd only go like 5 feet, maybe 10 if I'm lucky.
Craft a makeshift blowgun. No.
I could probably carry it further.
Explain.
I start looking through one of the holes, and I can see one of the glowing pebbles that Jemmy cast light on. I'm going to telekinetically pick it up and move it around to see what we can see. I can go out for 60 feet or so.
I mean, yeah. Do you?
That's a fine idea.
Yeah. So I'm pressed up against it, got my eyeball looking through the hole. I know it's still a narrow vision, but I can move the light around, and if anybody wants to look through any of the other holes, then we can all see what's going on to the limited extent of our vision.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
What? Yeah.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Also, is this like the only group ever not to have a rogue with mage hand? Damn it.
Into
Just
be Greg.
checking the range of 60 feet.
Maybe
Oh.
there's a lever or mechanism on the other side that'll open it.
I'm just
What did
currently.
Eyes of the Eagle do? I got those suckers. Advantages on wisdom perception checks. Boo. Alright.
I believe that was 60 feet. Examining the area around you, you can tell that it is wide open. The area that the light can shine through, technically, I think the light would emit around here, can shine through. Illuminates it to a degree where you can tell that weeds and foliage have grown over the course of time. There are little bioluminescent mushrooms in the area. Not strong enough to emit heavy light, but now with your own light source can tell that, it's there. There is something just very, very shy of the very edge of the light shown. Just because the range of your cantrip can only go so far. You technically still can't see the mechanisms, but I don't know. I like your crafty ideas. Who would be able to potentially see this? Probably Finn. Finn, roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Right after I said I had advantage on those.
Well,
Curious, DM.
kind of shuffle on up to the door and start looking through one of the holes here.
You do so, and you do see some vague, shadowy things. Like, if a light emits, obviously light, in the area, sometimes it catches weird shadows. There are weird shadows right as the light passes through the door. You're not exactly sure what they could be. Maybe someone with a greater perception check could investigate it further.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything. Can anybody else see?
What have you got
Maybe
there?
I'm at the wrong
Shadows?
hole.
Let me test out these eyes of the whatever.
Eyes
sort
of
of
the
bird.
whatever.
Yes, so I got them from Section 9. I didn't make them, so I don't pay attention to the name of them. Eyes of the eagle.
Sigvold, about the same as Finn.
Mm-hmm.
So eyes
Well,
of the
some
eagle. Give
expert
me
guidance. I'll
advantage on-
guide my eyes to look down there too.
Boo.
About the same as Finn, unless
15. Still
Wow.
almost about the same as Finn. DC beat was 14. I didn't make it high, but
Wow.
come on, guys.
Reach, really, yeah. You can't win them all.
You can definitely tell that there's a weird shadow as soon as the light passes the doorway, which suggests potential mechanisms behind it. You just can't really figure out what they are. You can maybe... Finn, go ahead.
How big are these holes that we're looking through?
Again, half a inch in diameter.
Or
Oh,
1
heck,
centimeter.
Really small. Okay.
Yeah, let's make him metric. About 1 centimeter.
Just messing with you.
I don't care.
Very good.
Hmm. I
Like-
suppose if I don't have a wire, but I have a wire in a Tinker's Tools, like a clothes hanger.
It's possible. Like, you won't be able to tell what you're doing, so you'll be at a disadvantage. But you can definitely roll sleight of hand and just hope for the best.
Okay, well, the plan was to attach a little mirror to it, like a tiny little bit of something shiny, and then maybe look. Or
That
I could
is
just
a super, super tiny mirror, dude.
yeah. Okay. All right, let's poke blindly
Like a
then.
dentist mirror.
Yeah, but
yeah.
it does. Right?
Do any of you have dentist tools?
Well, there
Thieves'
wouldn't
tools.
be a dentist.
Thieves' tools.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a dentist tool in this day and age. It would be used to look around the side of corners and into locks, so it would be in a thieves' tools rather than a medical.
More than likely, but why does Finder have thieves' tools?
Finn has
All
thieves'
all
tools.
artisans start with it.
That is
Finders
weird.
keepers, losers weepers.
I have proficiency in 5 different tool sets.
No, that's fine, but that is weird that all artisans start with thieves' tools. It's like D&D is trying to say something.
It's thieves and tinker's tools. I don't know why.
It's like D&D is trying to say something. Nah, yeah, you can definitely use your thieves' tools.
Okay, cool.
It'd still be
So
sleight of
the-
hand, but you'll have the proper tools to actually do it. So no
Sure,
disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah.
If there's any way I can help, I will.
Just holding the rock near it would probably help.
Okay, I'll just bring the rod up and be holding it to wherever you say, up a little higher, a little lower.
Normally, this wouldn't give the help action to make it advantage, because no matter what, you would have had disadvantage. Proper tools advantage. Well, technically flat roll, and you don't get super advantage or super disadvantage. But I like the idea, so I'll give you advantage. Why not?
Okay. And technically I'm not using my proficiency bonus from the thieves' tools because I'm doing this sleight of hand, right?
Yeah.
So here we are, evening the score. Whoo!
All right.
Okay.
It says evening the score to like an odd number.
Unlocking the mechanism, you are able to figure out that it is a tumbler system, more or less. It definitely has a more pattern structure to it. It's not just a standard tumble system, but you can tell that someone did make sure to lock it from the inside out, which means, well, first of all, whoever did lock it died inside.
So, it's probably like actually bad things in here. that
You
want
are able to
hurt
enter
people.
inside. You can tell that as you unlocked it, you heard a doof as a door just felt like it hit the ground.
This door or a different door?
This door, like
It fell
300
into the
pounds,
ground?
just hit the ground by an inch. By 2
So it
centimeters.
just shifted. It just shifted down just a tiny little bit, but it went clunk, falling into place somehow.
If you had to guess, it unlocked itself, and you can now roll it to the left or right, or probably
Oh, I
to
got
the
it.
right,
Okay.
or well,
This
technically
is-
left here.
This is how you can tell it's a prison for rich people. Mithril gates, sliding doors.
Shall we?
Well, it depends on how fancy the furniture is inside.
True.
Well,
I
we don't really
suggest we be on guard.
Yeah.
I
Don't
don't
really
think it
see
would be a
anything
present for
particular.
rich people because then the gate would be made of adamantite out of metal. Because rich people you want to
See any
keep
servant
in.
access anywhere?
Rich people are historically feeble in their physical. Anyway, are we going in or not?
Yeah, shall we try rolling the door now?
How
I've
much
got,
WD-40 does it need?
I do have a crowbar and my telekinetic shove, if that would help.
Mithril is non-corrosive, so it doesn't need any, surprisingly.
Also very light.
Yeah, definitely two of you can push it to the side so you can enter inside.
Well, I've got some imposing musculature, but I'll let you two do it.
All right.
The weight of it's pretty heavy, but you both just need DC 11s to push it.
For my -1 will go a long way towards that.
Yeah, this is definitely my forte, certainly.
As long as you have a strength score, DC to beat is 11.
All right. I'll go ahead and roll when somebody else rolls one, or
Just
do I roll
is
with
this?
advantage?
Are we just a bunch of Weasley armed nerds? All right.
No,
Which-
no, we're not.
okay.
No.
Which one of you two looks like you'd have more trouble?
It's
How do you
flat
find her?
roll.
Probably fine.
Fine. All right. Well, let me tell you, you want to lift with your knees, not with your back. And I go ahead and give him my expert guidance.
Okay.
That's not expert. No. All right. Strength,
Is it-
you say?
Strength or
More
athletics?
useful than you'd think.
It'd be
Hey.
strength.
Hey.
Yeah.
Do I have
Four.
to use the guidance down? That'd be.
Yeah, you both
there you
passed 11. It was not that difficult.
You could tell we were scared though.
It is true.
You say that, but oh wow, I accidentally succeeded. I was pretty sure I'd fail.
And then everyone Baywatch high-fived.
Yeah. Do you move it fully away, or do you leave half of it?
Well,
I
let's
think
do
we can
half
get
in
through.
case we gotta close it.
Okay.
I mean, the controls are on this side. What are we afraid of? It's closing it quickly that we want to do.
Also, closing it is from the inside. Just FYI.
That's what I mean. No one's gonna trap us down here.
Other
So-
than yourselves.
Well, and then we got the controls on this side.
Okay. At this point in time, you guys can just enter inside.
Soft, perhaps a little too much. Closed a little more.
Perhaps we shift to a more military mindset.
Okay. Go ahead and carefully start moving forward, checking to make sure nothing bad happens.
As soon as you get there, you can see the mechanisms behind the door.
Roll initiative.
Mm-hmm. Yes, back. No.
And at that point, you do see a partial body, far larger than yourselves, and coiled up as a giant snake-like creature.
Dick.
Is that the basilisk we were just learning about?
No. As you continue to approach it.
Well, do
Yeah.
I see it or is it just Finder? We all see it now.
You all see parts of it.
Or sorry, I'm Finder. Finn. Dang it. Who
You-
am I?
You basically, Finder, you basically see a giant coiled snake. You just can't see the face of it, as it's too far away, just barely. Finn and Jemmy, you both see the serpent's body far larger than you would care for.
I'm gonna pick up one of the closest one of my little light rocks and throw it over there. If
Oh.
there isn't one ready to go, I'll just pick another one off the ground and then toss it over
Perhaps
there.
don't aggravate the
Are you-
giant reptile.
I don't
you
think he
trying to
means
start a
hit the
fight?
body. I think he means just
I
get a
just talk about-
closer image.
Yeah, just tossing it in the vicinity just for illumination.
Yeah.
But before I grab his hand, before you toss it, maybe I can do it a little quieter.
I can't hear you when you're whispering. Sorry.
Sorry, whispering. Before you throw it, maybe I can set it
Here's
over there
Frog.
a little quieter. We don't want to wake it up. I'll very gently move it.
And as soon as the finder can see the face, he would like to roll a history.
Yeah, I can
And
set
I
it
would
right
like to
here,
do the same.
Okay.
But I think the illumination's gonna.
Yeah, it should cover it. In fact, it should cover the rest of the area.
And I'll very gently set it down on the ground so it's just sitting there glowing without making a lot of noise.
But yeah, as you illuminate more of the area, you guys that mentioned it beforehand, Finder and Sigvald, can roll history for me.
Now, because it's dealing with a big old snake, would finder perhaps have some sort of advantage?
No, that's just racism.
What?
I thought that
That's
was
it's my culture. No.
I
No,
thought
yeah,
that
you
was
would.
a class feature that
Okay.
you guys talk to snakes.
You could just
Uh,
ask the
no,
snake.
I can cast what is it? Friends with animals or animal friendship or something. if
That
it's a
wouldn't work
snake.
here.
And I think the history is probably about to tell us that, but
24 and 20. Man, Sigvald knows more about your own culture than you do.
now that's racist. No.
Anyway,
Sort of cultural appropriation.
He probably would. He's from whatchamacallit, and they fucking hunt us.
Noche. I'm from Noche.
it's not even that hard of a name, guys.
Yeah,
Uh,
but technically I don't like it, so I don't have to remember anything.
That's one way
It
of
doesn't
saying
have
it.
to be hard to pronounce as long as it's hard to remember.
Fair, I guess. Also, why would you remember it? Anyways, looking at this thing, you can tell that it is a strange being that many of you have not noticed, but two of you have at least know about it. Oops, spelled that wrong.
Larborg.
What?
Never
And-
mind.
Yeah, it went over my head. From what you can
Is
tell,
that a regional thing? No.
this thing is known as a spirit naga, a large monstrosity being that from long ago, many things worship it, many things use this as some sort of guardian or de facto leader of some sorts. What it's doing here, you're not entirely sure. These things are normally chaotic evil in nature, so generally not good individuals, or at the very least more self-centered or self-serving than anything else. You can tell that these types of things can cast magic at high levels. This is definitely something you don't want to get mad, but at the exact same time, you can tell that this thing is not exactly at the highest epitome of its own skill set. It's been here for who knows how long and hasn't been able to get out for who knows how long. Most of the time, you can tell that Nagas can hibernate. So right now, it is sleeping.
Maybe close the door and just report our findings.
I was thinking that might be like the most in character thing for my character to do because like it's a snake, you don't want to kill snakes, but it's also been trapped, so it's a failure. but I don't want to wake it up, so let's just piss off. That's kind of boring, though.
Fair, I guess.
But are you asking then if we should see if it's willing to have its hide turned into tacky furniture? I mean, there are some places where there's a market for naga hide.
There is. In fact, these things are often not studied, hunted for. They make good money. Like, even the scales alone make, if you have enough for an armor set, a lot, and I'm talking a lot of money, going into platinum range. For a shield, going into 500 to 300 gold amount. Going into the standard just boots or some filigree, going into 100 gold to 200 gold.
Just out of curiosity, we see this thing here.
What's that code? Sorry, you're far.
Sorry. We see that up there, and I can see that there's kind of walls surrounding it. This is not very large of a place. Is there a tunnel over in this direction leading away?
There is nothing. Sorry, I thought I made that
Okay.
clearer.
Okay.
This is just a single chamber. Real good.
All right.
You know what? I'm just gonna do this. It's a lot easier. Square.
Solid.
All right.
Well, it's valuable. And it's not at the top of its game, but it sure as hell is dangerous.
Yeah. I'm unfamiliar with these beasts, but that is much larger than a scorpion.
Safe to say it uses much poison. Does the Naga with our history checks, do we get anything about like
You know that Yangti often they're not worship these things, so you would know a little bit about them. They definitely do poison damage for sure.
golden calf? If released or escaped in any way, it would likely abuse my people.
Most of the time, Yangti are willing, but yes,
Well, chaotic evil ruler doesn't usually go well.
true. Plus, by willing, I mean like kobold willing with dragons.
Kind of can't help themselves. Will I be able to help myself?
Shall we find a way to lock the door from the outside until you're ready?
That is true. The door currently can, unless you figure out a different way, can only be locked from the inside.
Poke around with our coat hanger again.
You would
Or I could-
also need someone to lift it up with enough time to poke around with your coat hanger.
Well, wouldn't we slide it back, poke? Yeah, I guess.
You need to slide it back, lift it up, and poke around with it. This would require maybe 3 people if you were on the inside. And if you had to guess, the people that locked it in died.
I have another idea. Well, it's on the inside. There's no reason why it couldn't unlock the door from the inside.
Has no hands.
I'm thinking.
It hasn't for the past however long it's been trapped in here. That's our evidence that it can't.
Well.
Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that.
No, that's what Finder would say. He's like it lacks the ability, or it would have escaped.
Well, we can always perhaps tie a string or use that mirror. If I can see the lever mechanism, I can flip it with my mind just to lock the door again. Or we can, because this thing rolls, we can always just put something in the way to prevent it from opening from the outside.
You can see the mechanisms, and you do know it requires a lot of fine-tuning. You guys managed it with Finder's, albeit very weird. I still think it's weird that artisans start with thieves' tools, but whatever. It's the thing.
Take it up with Tasha.
And Finder, with your own telekinetic abilities, you are able to move things around. You're just not as clinically trained as Finder.
Well, looking at it, I mean, now that I can see the mechanism, is it like a locked mechanism? I do have proficiency with thieves' tools, and that's with like locks and mechanisms that set off traps and stuff. Maybe I could get a better idea from this side how it works.
You could study it for about 10 minutes and probably figure it out. Which just means you won't gain disadvantage on your roll.
Yeah. Any objections? The other option is wedging a rock on the outside.
Also, pushing it to the side is one thing. Lifting it up until Finn closes the door is another.
So that is consensus then? We're not going to fight the Naga?
I sort of gotten the idea that that thing was much more powerful than Scorpion, and we had a hard time with that.
I tend to agree.
For a
We'll
later
come back
date
to this
then.
one. Yeah, we can at least report that it is here, and then be able to come back to it.
A follow-up mission. I'd even get more appropriate gear first.
Yeah.
Yes, poison resistance for you.
Like garlic, just to make sure if it bites, it's not happy about it.
Death resistance too is always nice.
Not that resistant, that word you mean.
Okay. I think I'm ready.
Okay.
Go ahead and move down.
Again, it was hibernating, so after 10 minutes, I'm really glad no one threw something at it. Well, not really glad. It's just immediately something would have happened. As you study it for 10 minutes, you do go to the other side. Two of you are strong enough to move the thing to the right. It's just lifting it is the issue. At least lifting it enough until Finn, because he's doing it telekinetically, moves the mechanisms in place securely.
Can Honk help?
Does Honk have hands?
Mm,
Can't it put
technically
its head
no,
in there and
but I mean, it's
They
push
can-
up with its body like a piston?
it's got
They can use the help
fangs
action.
that can kind of hook in. All right, help.
They can use the help
sure.
action to help someone else.
All right, I guess me. Advantage.
You will need 3 people to lift it to keep it steady. DC for
Jimmy.
everyone would be 12. If you have less than 3, DC would be 15.
All right, I guess I'll contribute to that one. I'm
We
gonna-
have Sigvald and Cynthia? What was it?
Camilla.
Camilla.
Camilla. Sorry, I apologize. Maybe Camilla can help push it up too. I have to do the roll here.
Get me.
How strong is
Damage.
Camilla?
Uh,
Camilla's actually pretty strong.
Everyone's just trying to muscle beach everyone else.
well,
There's
so far only 2 people are helping. One did fail. Finn, you don't have disadvantage currently,
Oh,
but it is
Yeah.
not fully stabilized enough. Go ahead and roll Thieves' Tools, but you're not technically using your tools, you use your mind, but we need something to work with. Go ahead and roll it at, not for you because it's disadvantage, for them because they're not holding it steady. Disadvantage.
Okay. Disadvantage.
I'm blaming the group.
wait, was it not? I got 17 because
To fully
was helping me.
succeed, it'd be 12 for everyone. Not
yeah, but
Everyone
wondering-
succeeded.
Did Jemmy have?
Yeah,
Didn't
I
Jimmy
rolled a
just get a 20?
6.
You just rolled a 6. Okay.
I just rolled a 20.
I don't know why advantage was still on.
I was
take
confused
it.
about the advantage.
I'm not trying to make you guys fail. Okay,
Okay.
just a flat roll, Finn.
Oh, all right. Quick go normal. Submit. Ah. How did that happen?
Well-
Wait a second.
Yep.
Oh wait, that's
Well, you rolled a 3.
yeah, but why is there a +0 in there? I should.
Do
be
you not
skilled
have a
in it.
proficiency marker
I
in there?
should. I.
Oh, that's what the +2 is. So it's 3 dex plus 0 for some reason plus 2 proficiency, right?
Did the roll 20
Yeah,
not
why is
hit?
it- Did I just roll a 0 on a d20 then? What happened here?
No,
No, you rolled a 3
plus 3 plus 2.
3. Yeah. You just rolled low.
It's just
Yeah.
this is a bum roll.
Yeah, I have no idea why they have a 0 in there, but okay.
Okay. You guys try to hold on until Finn is able to move it. But as he moves it, it more or less gets stuck in an area, not fully memorizing something as he doesn't have eidetic memory. You guys do have to slowly put it back down before making too much noise. Sigvold, as you basically push it down for everyone to make sure that they don't mess up, you can tell if certain triggers hit properly, that noise will be made enough noise that will generate sound, and sound often enough wakes things up. If two of you do fail the strength check to keep the door up, it will just immediately slip out of the third person's hand and hit the ground. If Finn messes up too badly in the roll, i.e. below 5, there is a chance that you will have to, all of you holding up the door, make a dexterity save or an athletics check to keep the door in place or slowly bring it down before the weight gets to you guys.
We're done.
Okay.
Shall we try that again? Maybe
Okay. Your companions, aka Camilla and Honk, can assist one or two of you, or they can roll for themselves this time and just hope for the best.
I'll take
Oh, I
advantage
will-
more than a plus. Can I help Honk? No.
I will focus and give myself guidance just before I need to make my roll.
Okay. Finder, it still feels weird, but I'm going to allow it. Again, I'm not trying to make you guys fail.
Alright. So, okay, cool. The robot's stronger than me. Surprise, surprise. Ooh.
It was
Yeah.
a 13, so that helps.
Yeah,
Works.
Camilla is also just gonna roll. Because
Okay.
I am a proud member of Team Noodle Arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you got lucky last time.
Yeah, so my next roll will be a 1. So.
Speak not these heresies in front of me.
Oh, that's not great.
Camilla tried their best, but just one short shy. One of you does need to roll at least a 12 to give Finn a chance, but two of you do need to succeed to give Finn a fair shot at this.
Okay.
So, Jemmy and Sigvold, whenever you guys are ready. Strength. Rolls.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm such an expert at that.
Oof.
If
All right, well, I'm giving myself expert guidance. Boom. Oh, good. Finally, a useful roll.
Okay, so the door
I'm gonna
doesn't
throw my
slam
D4 on there. 19.
on the ground, which is great. But Finn, you do have disadvantage in this, but you did give yourself guidance.
Okay. Pop. Oh, that helps.
Nice.
And
Okay, great. You only needed a 12.
Just
It's a
did
good
it.
thing you gave yourself guidance. As the team barely hangs up Team Noodle Arms, you are able to latch the system in to keep the door closed. It is now locked again, and hopefully, stays that way until until something else happens. What do you guys do now?
Wonder why I didn't make a druid.
Yeah, I guess we just go back then. Report what happened. We have the journal, and we know what lies underneath. We don't know where they got all this basilisk nonsense from, but
Did you not take a small sample of that green stuff in a jar that we can turn that in?
not
No.
according to my inventory.
No one did.
Okay. Well, we can still try that when we get back up, but the only
Finder
thing I
did
can think of.
scrape a knife on it and then wash it away with water, and it
Yeah,
went away.
That didn't work.
No, it did. It did work. It washed away. Well, technically, it like lifted up the green and washed it away. Air quotes.
Oh, I thought you said it like grew on it like crazy.
Yeah, the green physically, but you scraped it on the side to try to clean it, and that didn't work.
Okay.
Then
But
you try to
I
use magic, and then it
cast magic and I put
grew
it in the water,
like crazy.
and then the water washed it away.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Basically, if you've ever seen grime on something and like you put it inside a not heavily acidic, I'm thinking of the wrong thing, heavily waterphobic substance, and it basically does the same thing. It separates.
hydrophobic, but yes.
Yes. Waterphobic.
The same thing. Same thing.
Technically. But yeah, basically does the same thing. But unfortunately, you guys did steam clean this entire area. So it's currently gone. The basilisk will likely... Actually, you don't know any of this. Who knows? Maybe some will come back.
Yeah, I guess it was underwater this whole time. Does someone have endless water? Should we just pour that, stay here for a day, fill it back up?
Yeah, sure,
Uh,
sure.
We
Oh.
can do that. We have
Fills
a,
out the decanter of endless water.
let's get out of there first because this is gonna flood. Let's get back up to the top of the.
That's going to take
Fountain.
forever.
I know, it would probably take like 10 years.
Oh yeah, that would take way too long. Hey, maybe with the water and a couple of cantrips here and there, we can get some speck of that green to come back. It grows like crazy in magic, and then you can have a sample to turn in and say, "See dangerous stuff."
I mean, that's fair. You guys could potentially like shoot cantrips in the area and hope some of the green is like lodged and wedged somewhere.
Yeah, just a speck if it grows.
Yeah.
I'm unclear as to why we'd
If
revive
anyone's-
the threat and then also carry it with us back home.
True. If anyone wants to do that,
sample home,
they can
carry
go
a small
ahead
sample home. Please. I'm sorry.
and roll perception.
Perception. Is it visually based, you say?
Yeah. You're basically shooting cantrips and hope you catch something.
Oh no, I actually don't want to do that. No.
Oh, well, I figured,
well-
since cantrip light can affect up to like 10 square feet, I can just like cast it on the fountain once we get back upstairs, and if there's any left in the cracks of the fountain, then it'll.
Can we just like climb up the side of this thing, no problem? We're just like, yeah, it's easy. Because we were in a hole, right?
Well, those
You-
noodle arms work like rope.
You're in a cave system. Close enough. You are able to climb through. Well, climb through as in walking out.
Okay. I was gonna say Team Noodle Arms. I mean, Finn, if you want to do that, but honest, do you have anything to keep it in?
I
Or
was
anything
under
like
the
that.
impression. I was under the impression you did.
I mean, you definitely have jars and stuff, Finder.
The issue there is I saw it try and eat all of my tools a moment ago.
Well, we'll try something different, and if it doesn't work, then we'll just have a written description without something to bring back. But I was under the impression we're supposed to bring back as much information as possible to report.
And
If
I'll
just-
tell you what I do. I'll spend an hour to make the right tools for the job, which includes, alchemist whatever jars that are proper, and I'll throw it in my infused bag of holding. That's going to take me an hour.
I was gonna say I have a regular bag of holding that we turn back in if you're afraid that this will infect it.
Yeah, but mine I can just dissolve easily enough and make again tomorrow.
Okay. I will just cast Cantrip Light on this whole fountain and see if it sucks up or if there's any little tiny bit of green that's glowing.
Perception check. As you cast like light on the fountain.
And this is going to take an hour. So it says though they are the product of magic, the tools themselves are non-magical, which is why I said I would do this. Because I know magic makes them go, but putting it in the bag of holding might make it go crazy. I think to myself.
Well, I think if you can just come up with one good sealable sealed jar, I might be able to pick it up because my mind powers aren't technically magical.
Fair enough. Jemmy, with your own dwarven heritage, and Sigvald with your own past experiences with these kind of things, and Finder, alchemy, any one of you can go ahead and roll insight. Finn, you are able to like find a scrap of green that grew out thanks to your light cantrip. Yeah, 24 and 17 are pretty good. Based on how things work and based off everything you guys know, as mentioned beforehand, the metal you guys just found is non-corrosive, meaning that most of the time it won't like take anything that isn't supposed to be there. Finder, with your own skills and tool set, you can definitely have Jemmy help you formulate a metal strong enough, or at least non-corrosive enough, to keep it inside without causing it to spread out.
Okay, so glass, like even a glass ampule, is not going to do the trick.
Glass might do it, but just to be safe, a definite mixture of metals would likely be the better option, because you're not sure if glass is 100%.
Yes, well, I can't just craft a mithril out of nothingness.
That's why I said Jemmy's own expertise can assist you with this.
Oh, for advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Finder, you would have to roll alchemy, but that's not actual thing. That's Pathfinder. You can roll Arcana, and you'll have advantage.
Okay.
If you have alchemist tools as a skill, as a tool set, you could do that.
I asked that a while ago, and someone said they didn't have it.
I said I was going to spend an hour doing the right tool for the right job.
Yeah, and now we know what it is.
There we go. So advantage, I'll take Arcana as my best skill. Everyone shut up.
D4.
And a D4.
Yeah. Well, man, you're so lucky Jimmy's helping you.
I know.
With the 26 and prior skill sets of a life lived until 1 or 2 adventure, you are able to make a compound, not strong as mithril, but chemically similar to mithril, to house this substance. Enough for
Bondo.
Sure. Definitely enough that you can take a scalpel, scrape some of the green, put it in, and close it with the same substance. And because you guys rolled so well, I'll say it's transparent enough that you can see through it.
Well, you know what? I'm actually going to give this to you, Finn, because I don't want it near all my nice tools.
I will very carefully wrap it up and pack it so it's safe as we carry.
Okay. You scrape it using one of Finder's tools, unfortunately. No one else have these tools.
I thought I could use my telekinetic ability.
Well, no, just rinse it, please, with some of your endless water. Get some of this filthy corrosion off of it.
I
We can be
I
away from
will
this
yeah.
I
business.
will rinse it with decanter of endless water.
Yeah, I guess that would work. Finder, you scrape it, put it in the bottle. Well, before putting it in the bottle, you use the water to have it float inside the actual container. Get your knife back, close it.
There. Everyone happy? 2 days home?
Okay. You definitely have time to rest because it is technically going to be nighttime in about 10 minutes. Because that's what I said before.
Okay, well,
Should we camp in the same spot as last night?
it would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? I'm going to spend 10 minutes trying to cover up this hole.
Yeah. You take 10 minutes to cover up the hole, which is easily enough done. You just kick a lot of dirt in it. And then flatten it down and then compound it with stones to make sure that it's actually closed properly. It would actually take more than 10 minutes to completely isolate it, but you have magic. You're
Hearing
good.
myself
I
say
can-
it.
Yeah, I can help him with that.
Fine job that was clearly worthy of my expert guidance.
Honestly, truthfully, yes. But it's not really an issue unless you're actively looking for it. You guys have properly closed the hold fairly enough.
And we know where it is, so.
Yeah.
All right, back to the old campsite because apparently it's dark now and there's things under the sand.
Yeah. As you guys sleep, doing the likely same thing, I believe it was Sigvald, then I think it was Sigvald, then Honk and Sigvald, and then Sigvald, Honk, and Jemmy.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
I'm just
If you're
trying to
talking about
remember the.
watches, I know I said I would take the middle watch.
Oh, okay. So then it was Sigvald, and then Sigvald, Jemmy, and then Sigvald, Honk, Jemmy. Sorry, not Jemmy. Jemmy fell asleep at that point. But yeah, watches all around.
Just tell us what we need to roll, man.
Perception.
No.
Sorry, I thought I said that.
No, yeah, I know perception, but you're saying like
Okay.
Sigvald and Jammy and like da-da-da.
Perception. Oof.
Oof.
Good start. Good start.
You do see a breeze in the wind, which, you know, it makes sense. It's a breeze and there's wind. Other than that, not much else. You contemplate this for a few hours.
These pesky shifting scans.
Next, it is Jemmy and Sigvald and Honk. Can all roll perception checks. Honk can assist someone or they can make their own if Finder finally has their sheet.
I think I had it last time. It's just
There we go.
yeah,
That
they're good at it
compensates.
too. Eh?
I remember we had a air quotes argument about this. I just don't remember what it was about.
I remember
Honk
feeling
cannot communicate.
indignant, but I
How
don't
would
know
he
why.
warn us for yeah.
He
Yeah.
nips your toes.
You see a whole bunch of movement in the sand. Definitely enough that it would be dangerous to be down there. This time, rather than the last time, there are even more and more of these weird slithering things, just barely imperceptible to you, but they are in the sand. At certain points in time, Zigwald, you swear you see some of these go high enough that you can see maybe scaling of purple color as they dive back into the sand. Whatever's happening, they are more active now than they were beforehand. You're just not entirely sure why. Or maybe it's just a seasonal thing. It's hard to say. But it's
Or
definitely
maybe
more
something
active.
changed.
That being the case, though, you are fine right now, but they are closer than you would like. This could have been happening just hours ago or just now. It's just now you're just fully conscious of it thanks to everyone else being also awake. You point this out to Jemmy, and Jemmy, I want you to go ahead and roll for me history. And Sigvald as well. Technically. Because we are saying that last campaign of this world is canon in its own weird way.
Loosely attached cannon.
Hmm.
I'd love to see Byroth and Rialta come back for a cameo. That'd be sweet.
And just see how far Stigvold has fallen again. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you just disappeared one day, buddy. What happened? Where were you? You left us with the annoying ones.
But yeah, you two can go ahead and roll history.
Okay.
$17 is pretty good.
Please don't say these are purple worms.
I'm just waiting until Jemmy rolls, or not.
I don't think they're big enough to be purple worms, but they can still be dangerous.
They're gonna be some sort of snakes. Why am I not awake?
Are you demonstrating that I flunked history class?
No, you just haven't rolled yet.
Okay, animal handling.
History.
No, history.
Oh,
I told you I
You
flunked.
flunked history class.
yeah. Now we're all shaming you for playing.
These definitely do have the colorations of purple worms, but they wouldn't be this small. In fact, standard purple worms are, like, even when born, are large. I'm talking
Capital L.
capital L, yeah. Like, if a standard purple worm is a house large, a baby purple worm are a semi-truck large. It's not that big, but it's definitely large. But the coloration is dang near as similar as a purple worm. The scaling, the coloration of its hue, even if you don't see color, you've seen this before, Sigvald. The former group you were roaming with yelled at you because of things you've done. This has the same same patterns. The only difference it's its size. This is roughly around large anaconda size. So definitely something to be concerned about, but not
Right.
close enough. Jemmy, with this knowledge, do you go to sleep?
Hmm?
Or does Zigvold actually tell anyone about this?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I will.
Okay. Jemmy, with this knowledge of potential danger and maybe purple worm adjacent, do you go to sleep? Or do you try to look for one of these things and maybe get more data?
I would prefer not to get eaten. I mean, if it's still my watch, I'll stay awake and do my part, but I'm not interested in looking for trouble.
That's fair. Also, it's barely perceptible, but even with your guys' past perceptions, the light from the statue is glowing a little bit brighter than last night. But other than that, your time, more or less, is clean. Unless you actively try to do something. These weird...
I think we're actively trying to stay quiet and unnoticed.
Yeah, these weird things don't mess with you or don't go up higher. They seem to be roaming around more malleable ground than anything else. And thankfully enough, the hill that you're currently sleeping on is a lot more bedrock than anything else. Jamie, you'll eventually, if not painfully, go back to sleep.
I will, when I pass over to the next watch, I'll go ahead and, relay that information to whoever's next.
I think whoever's next is technically Camilla. You say this to the dragon, which you can't because you don't know Draconic.
I
Yeah.
will tell Camilla.
Some of these weird exotic languages that nobody knows.
But yeah. And with this one, Sigvald, Camilla, and Honk, all perception checks.
Perception.
And Finn, roll for me 1d100.
Okay. 1 second.
Garden killer.
Howdy-do.
Oh, that's funny, eh? But why advantage?
No, that's just
Okay.
normal.
Da, 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 da.
67, so close. Nice.
At the very edges of your guys' corners of vision, you guys can see that there's something nearing you. It is not exactly a kind thing. Danger level above average. Okay. It is not exactly a kind thing. In fact, it is, well,
Unkind.
unkind, to be perfectly honest. The weird purple worm-like things have subsided, but there is a strange, unkind thing heading. I just really didn't know how to describe it, other than saying there's a big
Menacing.
chicken heading your direction.
Oh, Jesus.
Up on the hill
Menacing
or down
presence
below?
approaches.
Down below.
All right, yeah. Hey, hunker down, lie down on the ground, just barely peeking our heads out.
Yeah, well, that makes me feel better that it shrunk.
Like, it hasn't noticed you, but it is like roaming around this area. I don't know if Sigvald has ever encountered this thing. Or would have. No. How?
Well,
Giant
were we not just discussing some sort of basilisk creature earlier?
This is not a
Sorry.
basilisk.
No,
Alright,
that is
A
not a
my
bad.
bad.
giant monstrous chicken is gonna come and start plucking the giant monstrous purple worms out of the ground and eating
Oh,
them.
okay, sorry. Not
Maybe.
basilisk. I know what it
Hard to
is.
tell. Maybe you do. I don't know. That being the case, though, Sigvald, how, was Sigvald ever like heavily into the political matter when Camilla was still alive? Like joining her on her not family retreats and things like that, but like air quotes business meetings with the other families.
Well, I was her butler / bodyguard. I would believe so. Yes.
Okay. Then roll history.
/ lover.
Fuck you.
Dun dun dun.
History 13.
You have seen Camilla and some of the people they were trying to more or less court or perhaps, do business dealings with, which is how vampires court. Hunt these things down. They would send off sometimes humanoids to go and roam these things closer, and sometimes the humanoids would turn to stone and then get consumed by these things. You have heard the name before, you just don't know too much about them. They are known as cockatrices. Very dangerous if they catch sight of you, but other than that, you don't know much else other than very dangerous.
I will tell the others about this and that we should stay out of sight.
Team Prudence.
Yeah, staying out of sight. That's what we're doing.
Like, it's not untakeable, I should reiterate. Like, Camilla killed these things often with bows and arrows, so like they're definitely takeable. You just don't want to accidentally be in an area that has a lot of them. Based off of these patterns, as everyone else wakes up and you tell them this, They are often either pack animals or something else, but you just don't know that something else. And now that everyone else is awake after a good long rest, someone else can also roll nature. Jemmy, you gain advantage. Just Jemmy.
It's
Why
not
not?
exactly a big bonus here, but let's see what happens. Oh,
I mean,
surprise.
these things are often found in mines and stuff, so dwarven knowledge would be helpful here. Although your knowledge is very low with a 0 modifier.
Yeah.
Still 17 though. Yeah. You know that these things can easily be taken down, even with your group currently as they are fully rested. Taken down is almost assured. The only problem is if it's a current scout or if it has people waiting in the wings. Based off of its current actions, this thing is a scout, likely looking for current prey and will likely scream out once found. And this thing roars to heck when it finds something it can eat.
All right. Well, we could probably kill the one, but if any of its friends come along, we're in big trouble.
My weapons tend to make a lot of noise.
Okay. Hasn't spotted you so far.
And is this the next morning or still nighttime?
It's next morning, like early next morning.
So it's starting to get light. We're just kind of watching and waiting for it to go
You
away.
said it was a scout, though, so there will be more.
Well, if there's
Good.
something of interest. And so far, there's not.
Man, this guy's perception checks are atrocious.
We're just over
Maybe
here
we should
playing
pull-
trombones. No.
Maybe we should pull back unless you're looking for a fight.
Our goal was to report back. We can easily circle around. This will not be too complicated.
That sounds like a plan.
You can if you want to. You definitely have the rations to do it. As you suggest this plan, you do see that the cockatrice is heading towards the statue, and for some reason licks it.
Wait, I want to see what happens here.
As that happens, you do hear a weird back and forth, as if a pendulum is moving. It does cock its head in a 30-degree angle, and then just keeps moving away.
That was weird.
Indeed.
And for some reason, it stopped after a second here. You're not exactly sure what happened, but something stopped the thing. The weird pendulum is still playing out, however, wherever that sound is coming from.
Might a character make an Arcana check?
Sure.
Or a perception
Never mind.
check to see if the thing is turning gray.
Oh, as in turn to stone. Roll perception? It definitely did stop for some reason or another. It almost acts as if it itself is like looking at something, and that often and not persists to either a hunting tactic or maybe it is turning to stone. But there is no gray on the outside.
Sigvald, does your wormling friend know anything about that?
Oh, I'll ask Camilla.
You speak to Camilla in Draconic,
Yeah.
and she does state, these things are often pack animals in this area. They will consume anything they find and eat anything turned to stone. Sometimes exploring things that look as if they're alive.
Wait,
There's-
they eat stone?
Things turn to stone.
But it did not consume the night.
Maybe it's not
Easy.
organic normally.
It licked
I don't
it,
know.
but yeah, it didn't. Decided it didn't like the taste.
Oh, so does anyone else hear that weird sound?
Do we need to roll for that, or?
It's the pendulum.
I think that's the pendulum thing.
Okay.
Like tick,
Yeah.
tick. Like dung. Is it a dong or a tick?
Stereotypical pendulum. Like the
Okay.
Right, should I try an Arcana check, maybe? See if I can think of anything?
I like how we just ignored that I got a 1. You're like, don't even worry about it.
Finn, no.
Well, I was doing something else at the time.
You can reword it. I'll allow that, but the first roll was failed.
Well, yeah, the first roll for Arcana was failed. I thought I was making a separate one. See if I
No.
can think of anything.
You can definitely reword it in a
Um,
way that will get you answers, but not in the exact same way you find her. Or did it?
Okay.
It's basically, can we re-roll? No, I'm not saying you're saying this, but it's basically, can we re-roll until we get it?
Yeah, no. Okay, got it.
All it takes is time.
So here's a question. Given that we're kind of up on a
Where-
cliff, how far can we see? Like, do we actually see any of these other creatures anywhere off in the distance?
It is daybreak, so DC 15 perception check.
And I think I might reword it like this. We hear that sound. Can I hone in on where exactly that sound's coming from? Is it coming from the night? And if so, is its glow pulsing in tune with that sound, maybe?
That's good enough confusion that I didn't fully understand you, so go ahead and roll.
You talked quite a circle, my friend.
Well, trying to figure out where the sound's coming from, and if it's coming from the night, is it something else? All right.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Just okay.
Jemmy, you can see at the very bare minimum of your...
Yummy!
I know. I just remember that I was messing up your name for fun last week. Man, I forgot the name I was messing with. I think I called you
Jeremy.
Jarmtholomew at one point. You can tell at the very edge of your horizon line vision that there is something red in the distance. Not perceptive enough that you can see, full on group, but you can tell that there's a large mass of red at that very edge of your vision. So yeah, there's definitely something out there, but it's far enough away that it's not concerned right now. But it might be if something screams. Finder, you don't see anything.
That seems fair. I'm
think
fiddling
I
with the eagle's eyes, like, dude, the focus is weird.
You even have advantage.
Yeah, I know.
I think I see a lot of the thing's friends way over there in the distance. We probably don't want to be here when they get close, or to give that thing a reason to let them know that we're here.
Fair.
Did I?
Finn, looking at the area where Shawamwam, I can't think of good names, pointed. You look towards the pendulum sound, and you can tell that it is coming from the night. It did happen relatively close to the point when the cockatrice did lick the statue, but then decided not to eat it. If you had to guess, the statue itself is normally inorganic, so why eat something if it's not actually edible? So it's definitely pinpointed there. The light itself is not emitting high enough of a frequency within the light spectrum that you can see it heavily, but it is strong enough that you can tell that there is a small pulse there. But the blinding sun is covering a lot of it.
Okay. Well, the cockatrice might have activated something on the night, but it's not doing anything except that ticky noise.
Do you think then that the alchemist mix that we needed was cockatrice saliva to free this knight from whatever prison it is? Are we going to do that very quickly, or are we just going to go home?
Well, as I recall from the story we were able to garner from the words on the walls, there was a knight who was turned to stone and he was taken away, and then there was some sort of construct made to look like it was in armor that was placed there. So I don't think that knight was ever actually living. I think it is a construct, just one that's not reacting.
Watching the cockatrice move around down there, can I get a feel for how fast the thing's likely to be able to move? Or I guess failing that, did my history roll from before or whatever give me insight on that?
Yeah, you can definitely tell that it is far faster than you. Flying, because it does have a flying speed. But walking speed, you can definitely outrun it if you're like not trying to also hit it or running away. But this thing hasn't moved since, it heard the ticking for about a good 10 seconds, and then it just stopped in its position. Its normal running speed is around 20 to maybe 30 feet. So as long as you're not trying to attack it, you can outrun this thing. If it decides to
flying speed,
if it decides to fly, different story. It has roughly a range of 30 to 40 flying speed. You rolled well, so I'm just going to give you this. But again, as long as you're not attacking it, you can probably outgun this thing. Or, if half the group attacks it, half don't, it's up to you. But again, it hasn't moved for over the last 3 minutes.
well, we can outrun these things if they stay on the ground, but if they try to take to the skies, they've got an edge on us.
Well, just with speed. So the next question is, do we go ahead and try and take it out before it can make any sound?
There's only one question. Are we going to attack it or leave it be in retreat?
As you say that, the creature just bursts and drops dead.
Let's not attack it.
Okay, so
Agreed.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah, let's not attack it. Did that ticking sound stop?
No, it's still happening.
Yeah, let's not approach.
Can
I have
a person roll an Arcana check on that?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd like to help you with that. I have a
Different effect is happening.
suspicion. Yeah. I've got a
help you,
+5
say.
Arcana, but can I
Let's
help you, or do you want to?
Yeah, do you want advantage or you want to roll yourself?
I know nothing about Arcana,
You know,
but
go
let's
ahead
I'll
and-
give you my
let's roll
expert
in one
guidance
each.
anyway.
It's pretty
Okay.
close. Let's roll in one each. Let's go. Boo, I suck. But Finn.
Apparently, I paid more attention than I thought I did in magic classes.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Well, Finn, yeah, good on you. Guess no one else wants to roll. Okay, Finn, from what you can tell, this thing just blew up. It didn't explode. It's more of a natural, even though this is unnatural, way of somehow the blood rapidly moved, causing seams in its own flesh to just burst out. Often than not, this is seen if you ever have a pimple, but this is far more violent. However,
Grandfather Nurgle approves.
based off of how this worked and how this operated, this had two schisms, even though that's not the proper term I meant for, but I'm going to say schisms, that attached to it to cause this type of problem to happen. One required time, which it was not enough time for this type of thing to happen, and two required some type of magical effect or some bodily effect outwardly, since normally this would not happen with the knowledge that both Gemi and Sigvald have. This would not happen naturally. It's definitely likely the sound that's currently being omitted, but it has to be either the frequency or the proximity of the frequency that this happened. Based off of all of this, the statue is likely the culprit of why this thing just blew up in blood.
So the people who are good at this, think that it's a result of some sort of vibration?
Some type of vibration that happened in the body that sped up some type of circuitry within its own form, and then it just blew up.
I think it might be similar to the principle of psychokinetic heat that I learned about at my temple, where you can use your mind to grasp the molecules of an object, and if you move them around fast enough, you can cause it just to heat up and explode. And there are a few monks in my temple that were able to actually create fire with their mind because of this.
Sounds like something completely made up that could never exist in reality. Especially that nonsense about the molecules.
Wait, don't you know how to cast Toll the Dead? No.
I do not know, if you're asking, Finn.
Nobody does? Oh, what a wasted joke. Anyway.
I don't think we want to get close, even though some cockatrice saliva does sound like it's something that would be important for you, Finder. I seriously suggest not getting close enough to that sound.
Stand correctly, you're recommending against statue licking, correct?
I was about to make a similar statement.
Yes.
But you think you think the statue itself is now lethal to be near?
As long as that sound is happening, yes, I believe so.
At this point, Jemmy, you do see that the rest of the pack is going further into the horizon line.
Are they coming towards us?
Away.
Yeah, away.
Okay.
Oh, I hate to break it to you, but it looks like you're missing out on your opportunity to fight the whole lot of them.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Alright, in which case we can very quickly send Honk down there. See if they vibrate. No vibrations, we'll collect some stuff. If they're vibrations, Honk comes away, we go home. Let's go.
Honk definitely feels vibrations in its being, but they're not strong enough for it to die or blow up. What exactly is Honk doing?
It's testing how strong the vibrations are.
Okay.
So Honk will come back and...
How long did it stay there?
Pick up their... 30 seconds. 30 seconds right here.
Okay, that would be 2 more rolls. At the 30-second mark, when it turns back, it freezes in place. At this distance, it is very hard to see, but Finder, you do see that at the joint points of where Honk, moves and slithers, it is turning red.
I'm getting super heated. As though there's too much energy from the vibrations, perhaps. Perhaps you're right, Finn.
Yeah.
You try to save Honk?
Neutral evil. No. I just
Do
want
you
see
try
if
to
you...
retrieve your construction?
I can't. There's not a ton I can do besides just telling it to do that.
Wait
I
a
don't
second.
have. Do I have? I don't have a grappling hook.
I have 50 feet of rope, so I can just make a quick little lasso, tie it quickly to make it a slip knot, and then I will telekinetically move the slip knot and the rope over and around Honk's head, and then pull to see if I can just pull him back. Might need some help with the elbow grease. How big is your thing?
It is technically a medium construct.
So
And
heavier than
that-
5 pounds or 10 pounds.
So-
Probably around, at low end, 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so once I loop the rope around, I'm going to be pulling the rope. If someone was to
Alright, well,
help me pull the rope, we can try and get your thing out.
all right, let's do it together.
Yep, metal pit.
The rope, standard ropes are
Arms.
50 feet, so you can definitely do this at the angle you guys are at.
Do we have to lasso it first?
I just did with my mage hand.
Finn
Or
can
my
do it
hand
with his
telekinesis.
telepathy, so easily enough done.
So what do we roll?
But you are also going against Team Noodle hands. DC to beat 12 athletics.
Athletics.
Okay, let's
Everybody's
invoke
normal, or are
all
we
the expert
assisting each other?
guidance I have for exercise. Well,
I
if we all have
will
to make
do
the
that
roll,
to
I don't
myself
think we
as
can
well.
help each other.
Only 2 of you need to roll for this.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Or
that's
more. More can help.
Oh no.
11.
wonderful. 11.
Nope.
It is very
No.
slow going. Finder, go ahead and roll for me a con save for Honk.
Okay.
It's kind of hooked up on the wall. We're trying to pull
Yeah.
them up over the wall. That's why it's so hard.
14.
That
the
is
best,
not
man.
the best, man.
With a +4. I know.
As you get them further away from the wall, at the very arc of the wall, half its body just... It doesn't blow up, but the best way I can describe it is blow up. Like, its framework, like, breaks apart in the area and, like, begins to crawl, and you manage to retrieve half of Honk.
Ooh,
Alpha hunk.
A little
I am
easier there at
terribly
the end.
sorry about that, my friend.
If you have
So-
mending, you can fix him, enough that he'll be fine. And, once back in the lab or, a proper station, you can fully fix him.
I can do mending, but he also has. Did I write this down? No,
You have the
this
ability
is
to-
my thing. He has the ability to repair itself. God, do you ever have the
I
thing
can-
when your character sheet opens up like really tiny? Eh.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say
Eh.
you have the you have the ability to make a new one on a overnight or something.
Yeah, but I can also tell it to repair itself, which I didn't think I wrote, which I have not written down.
Honk needs
So-
material and time. It can for sure repair itself, but it requires both. Unless you want to, I don't know, carry Honk on your back. And I remind you, Team Noodle Arms.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is another little moment that I guess I can flex the fact that I'm
And
not technically playing a good character anymore, and I could just be like, kick it. But no, it can repair itself 3 per day. The restore 2d8 plus my proficiency bonus to itself for 1 construct or object within 5 feet of it. Would that
Yeah,
give it
like-
enough? Would
But I
that give it
think
enough
it's dead at
gumption
the
to
moment,
slither
right?
along?
Like,
Or is it just dead?
half of it's cut off. It's not dead. It's like very damaged. You guys failed, but you didn't fail enough for it to completely explode within the time frame. It's just
Yeah.
very, very damaged.
What mending is a cantrip, right? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So I can just use an action in that and use its own thing to get it.
Well,
I don't know,
technically takes
3/4
a
of a body
minute.
left. so it's just kind of like sad. It's like when you see like a wiener dog that's
We
you're
can-
like they're happy, but their back legs don't work, and you like get that thing a wheelchair. That's what
we
Honk
can
looks
try.
like now. Just like
We can
slithering
try the
along.
lasso. We can try the lasso trick again to get the other half of his body.
That's broken up into bits. It didn't, come
Okay.
apart
It's
into
just
twos.
gone. Okay, yeah, it just fell apart.
It-
Okay.
It's more fractaled than gone. It still exists within that area.
Bunch of little parts just in the dirt.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's from its own thing. If it was still like grasping to life, I'd be like, get a hold of yourself. And I'd be like,
Slap, slap.
here's
Uh,
most of my health left.
But for concept of damage, it did lose half its health, reduced speed by half, and it currently can't attack.
That's rough.
Yeah, but with the health back good enough that cast mending on it, it is able to move again. It still can attack, but you can fix that once back in the shop. And although Finder is lawful evil, as you stated yourself,
I might have said.
material cost, it'd be better to repair the thing than rebuild it from scratch.
Yeah. You're getting sand in your gears. I built you better than this.
But the statue's the thing now. Whatever it's happening is happening within a radius of who knows how far. Not close enough that you guys are affected, but if you're within Cockatrice area or where Finder was, sorry, not where Finder was, where Honk was, which was
See
around
if it'll
here.
kill us too.
We've
Does anyone
all learned
attempt
a
it,
valuable
or do you go
lesson.
back to town?
I'm thinking we can go back and report. I've made plenty of notes.
Need to die just to make sure we have all the info we need.
I actually just want to get a pebble and make it glow magic and flick it into that same area and see if anything happens to that. And if it doesn't, I'll just dispel that.
Pick up a rock, I cast light on it. Oh boy, look at how bright everything is now. Here you go.
Oh, yeah.
I hand it to you.
I was going to do it with you old magical tinkering, but sure, that's just as
Oh.
teamwork. I love it. No, I love it. Yes, that's very helpful, I suppose. Does it go out, or does it like flicker, or like go to the beat of this music in there? Not music, but
As you toss it towards the statue?
yeah.
How should I say this? Everyone roll turn order?
Oh no.
Okay.
Well,
The most no, I thought. Oh no.
By the way, 15-minute warning.
Yeah, we're likely going to do a round. You can turn off the alarm. Thank you. We're going to do a round of combat, and then likely going to finish next
Lightning
session.
round. Lightning
Okay.
round. Lightning round, people.
okay.
Getting a 7 on initiative is not exactly a lightning round to me.
Yeah, no humming and
Hey.
hawing about anybody's strategies. Let's
You
see what's
say that
happening.
as I rolled 2 nat 1s back to back for initiatives, apparently.
Back to back to back.
Ba-ba-ba. Advantage on initiative. It's not that great. But I did get a 15 total.
We're messing with the statue again.
Well, I was trying to throw something near it, but apparently that was a bridge too far.
The trigger was magic once some of it was revealed.
Right. Well,
Uh,
I did give
I-
clues.
that's fair enough. I kind of thought that maybe the snake would have set that off. I mean, it's powered by magic, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, fair. I also didn't want just to destroy your construct immediately.
Yeah. I can get it back in.
Stop.
Anyway, murder
I
us.
also thought it was more mechanical than anything else, but I understand what you're saying. Immediately you can tell. This thing is dangerous. This thing is now actively aware. The shell on top of it breaks apart and it is now mobile. I'm not sure if you told me to stop, Clouds of Death, or someone around you.
And it's the bad guy's turn. Sorry, class, I didn't hear you.
I don't remember what I said.
I heard stop.
Yeah, same here.
I must have only been a little partial thing. Oh, did the ticking stop?
Oh, no, it's ramped up even higher than before.
Lovely.
Actively aware, it will seek out the closest magical target. And unfortunately, you guys have magical items.
That's like my whole deal.
It just smashes through the door frame. It can get to you guys, but that's all it can do. As it's now at the very bottom of this, air quotes, ledge. But it is more or less 15 feet away from you guys.
Oh, we're not within its attack range right now.
Not currently. Finn.
Okay, I need some help. How do I describe this? Because I do have an attack, a ranged attack, but it's Sacred Flame, and I don't know how that's psychic.
Whatever, you accelerate the molecules on the thing to extreme temperatures that cause the oxygen to ignite.
That works, thank you.
Or you lift 2 flints in the air with your mind and shake them really, really hard. Dexterity save
I don't know,
13.
Dueling style should not be on there, just Sacred Flame.
Yeah.
And I rolled a whopping 3. All right.
Plus 3. That's a natural 1, so it fully takes it.
Nice.
The magic from... Not the magic. The flame for your mind bursts into the area surrounding it, dealing some damage, but not heavily. This thing is very hardy, but it is also 15 feet below you, so thankfully enough it's not next to you.
Yeah.
Bonus action movement.
Is this how we are? Camilla's right there. Finder, you're right there. I can't move in any. I'd like to be somewhere on the edge.
Basically, yes. It basically unshelled itself, ran towards you, and that's as much as has happened.
Yeah, I kind of want to position myself on the top of the hill, so if it tries climbing it, I can bonus action push to shove it back down the hill.
That's not a bonus action. That is an action.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
it's a TK push. It's a bonus action.
Telekinetic push from...
I like the idea,
from-
but you cannot hold a bonus action.
Okay. Well, I'd like to position myself so we can do that. All right, here. I'll move there, I think, right on the edge and see how that works.
Okay.
That'll be it.
Finder.
Okay, so is this cliff like a sandy cliff or is it like a sheer rocky?
Unfortunately, I
situation?
did say it was very hard and sturdy.
Okay, so it's sheer and rocky, so I'm gonna cast grease on it.
Yeah,
Good idea.
that'll work.
Nice.
Sorry, did I click that twice?
You did, but you only needed to cast it once.
Yeah. So yeah, it's greasy, so it's difficult terrain, whatever, all that stuff.
Okay.
That is a full action, I think, but I can.
You still have bonus action and movement. And then there's also honk.
Yeah, I'm still new to this character. I don't think there's much bonus action.
Honk
shenanigans
can
I
still give the
do.
help action, by the way. Just can't attack.
Yeah, I don't think they can help me spread grease.
Well, the grease magically kind of spreads out to where you want it, I think.
Sorry. Yeah, no, so I grease that whole area.
Yeah. Oh, so you
And-
definitely hear the ticking from this thing. There's like no doubt about it now.
All right, so I'm just gonna bugger off because I'm not within range of this thing, right? And
No, 15 feet up.
yeah, and that means technically honk isn't either, and I don't want them to go down because it's better as an obstacle. So we're good. We're gonna hold honk's attack action till this bastard's in range.
Yeah.
Or can
Oh, so if
Honk-
you guys
Can honk
leave
hold
air
shove
quotes,
action? Is
was
that
that?
possible? Can honk hold a shove action instead of attack?
yes, because they
Okay.
haven't done anything. You can definitely
good.
hold an action to do a bonus action effect or a standard action effect.
I'm gonna try that. What could go wrong?
Uh, hold a push or shove action. You stay. Honk stays within that line. Sigvold and Camilla. Also, before made mention of it, if you guys go past air quotes the map, just let me know, or
Okay.
keep a note of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
within firearms range, but other than that,
I would like it to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Ba, 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 ba. It will make the save. It is not smart.
robot.
11.
No, think good.
Okay. Then Sigvald will bugger off. Then Camilla will barf. Barf. Oh, let's roll that. Okay.
Okay, -3. Camilla barfs. This thing makes a dexterity save. +2. 12 does succeed.
That meets.
If it meets, it beats.
Yep.
It takes half, so that is 13 plus your 3 beforehand. It is looking damaged, but you know, it is not dying.
Yeah, as Camilla also toddles off.
Yeah. That being said, though, the best way I can describe this is after Jemmy goes. It is now your turn.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and try and bane this thing.
You're gonna break its back?
That's
Or you
Batman.
no,
just like a
I'm
doctor for the
gonna-
darkness?
I'm gonna delegate that part of it. All right. Well, I don't see anything I can click on, but basically, let's see. It's a charisma save on that, and its save DC is 14.
Okay. It has less charisma than intelligence. That's a 2.
All right. So now at this point, it has to roll a D4 and subtract that from any attack roll or saving throw it makes.
-1 to everything.
Anyway,
Do you want to roll it instead? Seems fair.
Well, it's only relevant when it actually does something.
Make the decision quick, and we can sneak in another round of combat. Go,
Yeah.
go, go, go.
I'm
You say
basically
that.
done with my turn. It's its turn now.
Okay. Unfortunately, I did not see that Camilla rolled for their turn, but they took it before they should have. So, my bad. Usually you have... Go ahead.
So that's the round. Now you go to bed.
It is the round. I plan to, but I'm going to make this check beforehand. Finder, how far away from this construct are you? Because
What
currently it
is
reads
the-
25.
Let's see.
You can move your entire speed if you want. I just need to know this information.
I'm looking at the range on my blunderbuss real quick. 60. So I am precisely 30 feet from the lip of this cliff.
So 30 feet away from it, technically. Jemmy, how far away are you from this thing?
Well, it has to come up the cliff, which is at least 15 feet.
25 feet horizontally.
I'm not talking about
Did you move off the map? Is what he
sword
asked.
range.
I did not move off the map yet.
But how far
I
are you
didn't.
from this thing? Like,
I'm
I'm
gonna say
talking
25 feet.
this. Okay. What about you, Sigvald?
Yeah, I just walked 30 feet back from the edge. Same with
Okay.
Camilla.
So about the same range as everyone else. Camilla, 30 feet. Finn walked closer, and the construct is even closer. Everyone within a 30-foot radius, which is why I asked, needs to make Constitution saving throws. Or
So
else,
that's just Finn, right?
no, that's everyone.
Well, because you're saying 30 feet, but it's like 15 feet down, so that's already 15 feet.
Unfortunately, this isn't it attacking. This is the sound being omitted.
Yeah.
Sure,
Don't
but
say.
there's this.
It's why I asked.
No, but I said 30 feet from the edge of the cliff, which is farther than 30 feet away from someone who is down there, especially if it's a sound which you could be argued to be reverberating off. I know I got a natural 20, but it was for my construct, not me, so I'm scared.
No.
Well,
Alright.
I'm fucked. And I know, already close to Camilla's sheet. She is better at gun than I am.
Immediately, you all feel stun locked. At the start of your round, you must make another Constitution saving throw, or else be immobile for the remainder of your turn.
Wait, all of us?
I didn't finish yet. Those of you that did not beat a 14 check are like this. Those of you that did, aka Finder's Construct, Finder themselves, Jemmy, or Gemmy, all succeed. Everyone else, other than Camilla.
Finn and Sigvald are the only two that failed.
Yeah. Finn and Sigvald, try to succeed on the start of your next turn. But we will see if you do next time as we end the session for today.
But we still got like
Again.
15 minutes.